Okay, let's just jump right into it, shall we? I have been slightly busy. Oof. These don't go here. What do you... These don't fit the theme there. Around the corners and stuff, sure they do, but right there in that center, it does not. Right, so I have been toying with some ideas, planning a couple things here and there, doing some busy work, and I feel pretty good about what's been going on. So, first and foremost, obviously, we've got a small market. Some traveling merchants have got some stalls going on here. Excuse me, and I just burped. So, yeah, we've got a little traveling merchant stall section here, which could be a fun little trade center for some odds and ends and some rarer items that may happen that aren't going to be as regularly stocked as the stuff at the normal shops and the selling of things. So that can be fun. That took up a nice little chunk of stuff. That's where their horses are going to be stored. Because, you know, there's some carts here. I did a little look online to see, like, some cart setups, because the ones I was making or putting together did not look good. So I've got kind of a mishmash of a couple ideas. They're okay. I might upgrade them later if I find something that's better, but for now, they are fine. This will be where the horses that pull them are going to be stabled for a little while, because the one over there, those are for sale. Those are for sale for other player needs. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this little area. Little marketplace section. Took up a small chunk of the land. Now I gotta figure out what to do with the rest of it. Right, and what else did we do? I think that was about it. Oh, no, there was another thing. I did some road work. So there is a partially finished road off into a new section of land that is probably going to be my next project, whatever I decide to work on, off into there. So we'll follow the road later today, because, yeah, I feel like we need to step away from this town just a little bit. I mean, I love what's been going on, but I'm at a standstill of what to put in certain places, what is going to be fixed in next. I've got nothing. I got no new ideas that can be going on in here. So, other than finishing a couple rooms in the castle and then some other bits and pieces over here, I think we're going to move on to a new project soon. And if I have more ideas, we'll come back to it. But for now, that's about what we're going to do. So, let's begin. I know that there's a specific room that I want to finish before we move on. We're going to go into the... There we go. I just wanted to double check on the type of wool here. Go through the barracks just a little bit. Oops. Close that. There's a lot of other detailing that I want to do in the castle as well, but for now it's like I got nothing. I'm running on slight reserves for creativity when it comes to this place. So we will have to figure out something later. Boop boop. There we go. Splash it in my eyes. So, what do we got for some creativeness that we can pull off here? Well, for starters, do I have I have wall here that we can kind of fuck around with. That I like. That I actually really like. So I can do some cabinets and furniture and work on the bedding here. So if I do bed, cabinet, bed, it's a bit of a gap. I mean, there should be more people in the castle guard than just like 4 people, because that's what we're going to have space for. So instead, maybe we can do this instead. And then cabinet here, because that's just wall outside. That could work, and then we can have some stuff. Fuck you. The creative juices are flowing, and you're gonna interrupt me like that? That's so rude. I mean, it's not even anyone important. It's just spam. Actually, okay. Go away. There we go. Okay. It might be better if we put them on this side of the wall. We have that. And then we can go like that. Maybe, okay, maybe instead we can kind of even out here. So if I put something here and here, we obviously can have shared places, and then we can have some tables and chairs. Yeah, okay. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. So what we want here then is obviously birch and the birch doors, and then we want to grab barrels. And here's what we want to do. Do we want to put them set in, or do we want them out a little bit? I actually think having them out just a smidge wouldn't be the worst for this room. So we'll do that. And I'll set this up. Door, door. There we go. Cabinet. And we can put some stuff on top. I think that works. Oops. Nope. We need a door first. Door, door. And then stair, stair. Beautiful. Do I want something in the center here? Yes. But it'll be that. Yeah, that'll work. And then we need some chairs. Table and chair. But that seems okay. I do think the ceiling needs to be softened. Just a little. Yeah, that's better. It needs to be softened just a smidge so that we can have it not look too tall or sharp. So then let's grab flower pots. handles. And what else do we want here? There. Grab this. Do I want something here and here? No, that doesn't work. We can put something here, though. That could work. And then we need some chairs. Do I want to do half slabs here? It's starting to rain. Do I want half slabs or... Oh, it's really raining. Or do I want just regular chairs? No, stair chairs I think would be the better choice here. So I'm going to put this here. Like that. We'll put another chair there. This doesn't look right, though. Oh, you know why? Because there's no side bit. And what I need, that means we need to change this to spruce. That's what we need. So let me go over... Okay, let me see here. We need to change the decor to spruce and what we've been doing around the castle, because we need everything to look nice. There we go. That's a little bit better. Let's keep it with that, but I actually have to double check. Still really like that chandelier, even after after a week of being busy and doing other things. Looking back at that chandelier, yeah, that's still a really good looking chandelier. Where are the stairs? They are over here. They go around up in this direction. I want to check the king's room, because I had to double check on what we were using for that. It was slabs for the for the tables here. Okay, good to know. I just wanted to double check. You have to have consistency. By consistency, you know what I want here instead? I think a table would look better here instead of a bench. Yes? No, actually nothing would look better there. Let me check that. Yeah, because that's kind of detracting from the fountain. I'm okay with the 4 benches there, but I think, yeah, leave it like so. Nope, that's where the mage tower is. Okay. Real noisy. Oops. Alright, that. And you need to get replaced. Ooh. Door stuff. I think it was, yeah, the dark oak doors that we were using. Damn it. Okay, fine. Return back over for double checking these things. You have to make it all look consistent. We'll just fly, though. Up and down. What is it? It was the fancy dark oak stuff. Yeah. Onward we go, we travel. so how do I do this? Yeah, put you, no. You and you there. There we go. You, no. You and you there. There we go. Doors being weird as always. There we go. Those. Lovely. Needs more light, though. Absolutely needs more light. So instead, you know what? We're going to move the bench, or the table, to here, to that wall. There we go. Slightly better. And then we'll have bench seating. Nah, we don't need bench seating. Like you. And like that. There we go. Chairs, tables, little pottery with a flower. What do I use here? You know what? I'm just going to use pink tulip. Boop. There we go. There we go. Alright, well, at least it doesn't look empty. Might not be fully what I had in mind, but I will say, it doesn't look shit. It looks fine. It's fine. We've got the cat. We've got the dressers. Oops. We got that. Everything else kind of, in certain places, looks bare because, of course, I mean, there's no people. I think once testificates start getting placed in the hallways and everything, then we'll at least be able to, you know, not look so barren in places. Yeah. I think it'll look better. Stop it with the thunder! Actually, that's a fair question here. It is the Wizard's Tower. Can I put... I mean, no one's gonna see it, really. There we go. No one's really gonna notice, honestly. But the fact that the lightning will strike the Wizard's Tower on occasion is actually kind of funny. Well, not funny, but kind of cool. Wow, you can see that little nubbin from quite a distance. But okay, that's that. Were there any other rooms in the castle that needed to be done other than, like, decorating hallways and stuff? Let's do it once over. That way, stairs leading up that way, around the corner to the Wizard's Library. That way, throne room, around with those staircases, things moving around. More servants' quarters, themed rooms, those rooms, outside. No, actually, you know what? I think with that last room covered, that was the last place in this castle that needed to be quote-unquote decorated. Aside from maybe, you know, like I said, the possible ensconcing of... Ensconcing? That's not the word. Whatever the word, making it not look so flatness. Some things that I remembered I was planning on doing but got away from me. That's good. That's actually really good. Getting all of that somewhat taken care of. The only thing left is the crypt, but that's a dungeon, so that's not going to be done. This area, that's been taken care of. Obviously, big swathing areas here need to have something, but I don't know what. That's why we're going to be stepping away. We still need to fill in the warehouses, but I don't really know what to put in there. I don't know if I'm going to put big chunky boxes like I have here, or if I'm going to do something else. And then the second half of this area in here needs to be filled in, but I need to excavate all of that first, and I'm not going to do that today. But note to self that I need to excavate, so that's going to be a nice little podcast project for me while I veg out and relax. So, okay. Other than me being stumped with certain landmark features, that's gonna be pretty much this. I don't want to say taken care of and finished, but this is like 80% done, but I can't do anything else until I actually get some creative juices flowing. Until I get some new ideas. So for now, unless I get some new ideas, this is done. That's big. That's very big. Hopefully, as I'm doing other projects out in the world, I'll get inspiration, then I'll come back and maybe fill in some things. I really don't know. If anyone has suggestions, I mean, if anyone watches this, if anyone has suggestions on what could be in those little areas, because I don't necessarily want to just put houses. I will if I need to, but I don't necessarily just want to put housing. So if anyone has any ideas or suggestions, I would love to hear them. Get my creativity flowing on that kind of stuff. Alright. With that, we leave for the wide open world. So I actually spent last night, kinda. No, it was last night. Excuse me. I spent last night clearing the path and laying down the ground for the road that people will be traveling. At least a small section of the road. There's still huge areas that I have yet to do here, but the road most traveled here is going to take us to our next project, because this I have ideas for, and I really, really want to do something different today. I really want to start something new. Get the wider world beginning to be built. Now, I do definitely want, since we're walking down this road here, I do want side things. I do want places that you can either see from the road or are next to the road for, like, side bits and pieces that you can adventure into. but that will come later as well. Kind of walk down, and then we cross the bridge. Boop, boop, boop. We got a new little bridge. It's designed as the other bridge was back near the wheat field. We've got bricks, we got moss, we got cracks, we got a bee. Very nice. So we go across, and we get to a fork in the road. Now, this direction over here leads to nothing, because that's going to connect over in that direction, and to a town off that way. That's not where we're headed. That I don't want to connect until I actually start the town and figure out the landscaping and then connect the road to it there. No. We're not doing that today. We're going off in this direction. Up to one of the watchtower settlements. Well, settlements. One of the watchtowers. We'll hopefully... Cow. Hello. Yes, hello. We'll hopefully get this started up. You'll see why I call it a settlement, though. It's not really. That's not what it's going to turn out to be. But it definitely is going to... It needs some work. Also, I definitely want to do something with this little, like, inlet water lake cave thing. Something. That's why I have a yellow marker here. But I don't know what. I don't know what. But yep, there we are. Ooh, that actually, you know what? When the watchtower is there, right on top of that not that hill, that's going to look nice. That's going to look very nice. So, offward we go. Onward we travel. Da-da-da-ba-ba. Alright. Getting closer. Here we are. Now, like I said, settlement. Villagers do live here. However, we're going to eminent domain the shit out of this place. So, yeah, this is where it connects to the original path, the generated path, which we're going to definitely clear up and move some things around. But this is our new project. There's some shit we need to do here. For starters, we need to eminent domain, get rid of some of the testificates. We need to patch in a few of the holes in the ground, but the majority here is going to be like a built on top of each other some buildings, but this is just going to be a watchtower, because if we can see it from here, right there, and across from there and around, we can kind of, it's going to curve here, and it's going to go off in that direction, kind of a curve off in that direction thing. This is going to be one of the watchtowers at the corner of the world. It's going to look nice. It's going to be not foreboding, but it's going to look nice. But in order to pull this off, we need to get rid of a few other things. Smooth out the landscaping and run the current populace out of the place. So that's why we have Problem Solver here. Problem Solver is going to solve our problems. We have to get rid of landscaping. We have to repave, regrassify the road. We need to remove... Oops. We need to remove current buildings. And then we'll be able to get moving. So let's see here. This tree obviously is going to be removed. We have to be very careful here not to get the other. Oops. Get the other trees. This one. This one. This one. So they're going to degrade. This tree needs to go. I think this one too. For now. So those will degrade. I don't know if I'm going to have the road go around this. I don't know. Once we clear out some things, we'll definitely be able to find out. Once we smooth over the landscape and use what we know, I'll be able to take that. So I'm going to actually leave that building over there for the moment, because that's going to be a marker for actually having another building. I think I want to keep a building there or here. But for now, we need to destroy some of these, because that's not the general theme of what's around here. I could also just do this. Yeah, we're not being subtle here. We're not being subtle in these parts. We can pave it over again. All the problems go away. Oh, there's an iron golem here. There we go. Problem solving. We at least want to get rid of all the testificates. Everything else doesn't really matter, but as long as the testificates go away, we're good. Bye. There we go on that. And the rest we can just do by hand. Saves us a lot of time. It's actually easier to replant grass than it is to dig it up itself originally. Boop, boop, boop. See? Very nice. Now I'm going to actually leave that house here, because this is going to be the marker for where I want the actual lookout tower to be. This peak spot here is where I want the actual tower. And I want kind of like a loop around staircase, maybe a bridge here or two, swerving in and out of the landscape kind of path leading up to it. That's my big idea, but the real stuff isn't going to be showing up until... Any certificates down here? I'm here to save you. No, the real stuff isn't going to really show up until once we smooth out this everything. Oh, I hear him there. Hello! Oop, gotcha. Alright, that wasn't too bad. There's a few other villages that, that are going to be a little more populated. But this one didn't take too long. That's good. Problem solver, you can go back in the box. So, let's start paving over. Usually I'd say this is just busy work, but I actually want to just do this on camera just because. I mean, it's gonna take for fucking ever to dig up all of this ground. Why did it have to generate on... Oh, hello. Why'd this all have to generate on a hill? Lovely. Alright. Hopefully we don't have any more problems. Alright, we're just gonna do this. So there's two ways I think I can take this. And I'm a little hesitant on both on how to proceed. So I could obviously rip up all the path soil and then re-put all the grass down. That's what we're going to have to do. But do I do it by hand or TNT? I mean, definitely up on the mountain bits and pieces here, it's by hand. But down here, I think it will be TNT. You know what? Let's start somewhere, and then we'll work on it. So let's start from up here. That should be good. There we go. Yeah, I don't want any path. Just the simple stuff. Might as well just put something over on top of that. So you can see why I like to listen to music while I do this. I would love to put some of my music in the background while I do this, and we all can kind of zone out. But I don't want to get copyright struck in any of my future things. So you'll just have to listen to me do horrible little tunes. Okay, we have to think of something else. I have to think of something else. Oh, well, actually, you know what we can do? We can do some landscaping from the top here. Kind of cover up a couple of these holes. Have a permanent bed up here just for safety. We'll probably put one down at the bottom as well, so that we don't need to worry about the night. Sooner or later, this mountain will look nice and natural, and then we can repave it over after. This is definitely a background stream. I need to do an ASMR stream sometime. I think I'd be good at them. But like weird ASMR streams. You know how they have like barbershop ASMR? Where someone's cutting your hair? And it's like, people find that relaxing. I obviously don't, because I don't know why you would find having someone, you know, fuck with your hair relaxing. I don't find barbershops relaxing. It's just something that needs to be done. Also, people will like to point out, but you don't have much hair to cut. Shut up. It's a sensitive topic. Shut up. But no, I'm thinking like we go slightly weird with it, where I'm cutting your hair. It starts off nice and natural. The ding. Oh, welcome to my shop. Here's you here for a trim? Okay. Well, here, just sit right down. You'll have to wait for an appointment. Have you wait for the first off? Have you wait in the waiting room for like 20 minutes while I finish with the previous person? So all you're doing is just flipping through a magazine. That already is like, that's not relaxing. What's going on here? And then once you get into it, we start cutting the hair, and then there's an accident. He's like, oh, that's a lot of blood. Oh, I am so sorry. No. Don't pass out. Like, subtle horror ASMR. Do people do that? Because that's funny to me. It's like you're going in for a regular little ASMR, like, relaxation time. Oh, it's time to just kind of listen to somebody tap the microphone. And then suddenly he bonesaw. It's like, alright, well, let's just get rid of that kidney. Thing? Horror ASMR? I don't know. But it keeps in the theme. It's not like yelling and like in your face. It is still relaxing. But it's just like the subject matter is so grim. Like Leatherface. Like, if Leatherface was just cooking dinner, it's like, well, here's the victim. No, don't! Alright, well, we have a lovely bit of steak now. Now, you want to roast the brain at 250. No, not 250. That thing's gonna be raw for forever. No, you want at least 375 to 400, 375 for 40 minutes. Roasted brain does not roast, also. Brain is mostly comprised of liquid. That thing would shrivel the fuck up. There's no fat in that. You are not going to be roasting a brain. At most, you're going to be pan-searing it and... Yeah, no, you're going to be pan-searing the brain and then maybe, like, do it blue? If people know what that means. It means, like, to barely cook it, like, super, super high heat with then, just each side go tss, tss, and then it's done. That's blue. Because with steaks, I mean, depending on the grade of steak, obviously, I mean, you get reputable steak sources, because you do want it to be, like, clean. But with some steaks, the tartar, like that kind of stuff, you can do, just a very quick, like, minute, like, high heat sear on both sides for, like, a minute each, and have the steak very rare, because the difference between a steak and just ground beef, because you definitely have to cook ground beef all the way through. It's a bacteria thing. Think of it this way: you got your steak. You've got and I'm trying to do two things at once here while trying to describe how to cook a steak via also cooking somebody. It's a bacteria thing. In a steak, it's just surface bacteria. Because I don't remember the science behind it, but like the bad bacteria that makes you sick or, you know, cause illness, which is, you know, making you sick. That's like surface level bacteria. If it's prepared well by a reputable butcher, all you need to do is sear both sides and make sure it like goes to temp for this is the worst talking I've done in such a long time. And here I thought I wanted to play Dead by Daylight and do some writing today. Excuse me, chicken. That needs to... Okay, fine, don't do it. Fine. Focus. Focus, give me a sec. I need to quell my brain. I'm going a million miles an hour with tons of different thoughts. Also, it's not even hour into the stream, and my room is very warm. Right, so searing a steak off, and the reason why you can get away with having a rare steak and not a rare burger, it has to be medium rare, or whatever, you know, not bloody, even though it's technically not blood, it's juices. The reason why you have to do that is because of surface bacteria. With a steak, it's just, like I said, on the surface. So you can get away with just doing the two sides and the edges on extremely high heat. But with ground beef, all of that gets mixed in, so everything it's kind of running through the meat. Kind of like a good fat, but it's, you know, can kill you. So with any kind of ground substance, it needs to be properly fully cooked. Now, that's not with all meats. I want to be very clear with this. Do not do that with like, pork. Because pork can actually have, like, there is, like, parasites in pork. Or potentially parasites in pork. I don't know if there's been, like, actual cases of parasitic pork in forever. It is a thing you have to keep. That's why certain cooking temperatures are necessary in places. That's why you can't also do that with chicken, because that's salmonella. And stuff like that. Anyway, as I was saying, back to the human eating experience. Yeah, you're not going to be eating a brain like that. I mean, you shouldn't be eating anybody like that, because there's a specific disease that people can get. It starts with a Z. I keep thinking Zima, but that's a drink of some kind. It's not Zima. There's a disease that humans get if they eat people, which is like a brain. Just, it fucks you up. It fucks you up so bad. Because people aren't meant to eat people. I mean, that's one of the major reasons why it's not good to eat people. Obviously, the whole cannibalism thing isn't great. Even though in a lot of animal cultures, or animal instincts, cannibalism is a thing. I think there are some birds of prey that eat other birds, and I mean, insects don't have to worry about that, but that's insect stuff. Here I'm thinking to myself, oh, lucky bird, they get to try people. Now, did anyone have on their bingo card that we would be talking about cannibalism today? Because I definitely didn't. I didn't. Anyway, back to the horror ASMR bit, because that was where this all came from. So what other scenarios? This is a very stream of consciousness stream today. It's a stream of consciousness. Ha. Okay, I'm gonna go like that. Scratch my nose. There we go. Stream of consciousness. This is normally where my brain sometimes goes, though. It's not where it usually heads into, because I like to have a plan. I don't have a plan today. I didn't have the plan. This was the plan. Oop. Boop. You go away now. Anyway, as I was saying, what other things can we do? So what's classic ASMR stuff that we could horrify? Obviously, like I was saying, barbershop, accidentally cutting your ear off. That's just, like, I wouldn't say it's prank ASMR, because you are still doing the ASMR, because that's the trick. That's the trick here. You are still doing the calm ASMR. It's not then turning into, like, shouty, oh god, this is high anxiety stuff. No, it's still like, oh no, we're gonna get a bandage for you, and We're gonna get some gauze. Oh my, that's quite the gusher there. No, because it's not just loud for loud's sake. So what else? What else does... I don't actually know what ASMR people do. I don't listen to ASMR. I don't find it entertaining. Even though I love the concept of it. I mean, who doesn't love, or who doesn't, like, appreciate when someone goes, "You've been really nice today." Like, words of affirmation kind of softly spoken. You did good on that project today. But instead, it's like, "Oh, wow, you slaughtered that body just so wonderfully." Did you cover up the murder scene with bleach? Oh, you're so smart. The police won't catch you for at least another 3 years. You've never left a fingerprint behind in your entire life. Oh, God, I'm weird. You're smarter than the Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer has nothing on you. We gotta cover up the holes here so that we can at least have a little bit of flatter surface. And I don't want people falling into mysterious holes that go nowhere and they can't get out of. So much landscaping. Go. Is this a hole here? No, but it's weird terrain and I don't want it. There we go. There we go. There we go. That'll be okay for now. It's on an opposite side of the mountain. We don't have to worry about that right now. This, fill in some stuff. We're okay. We're doing good. Bits and pieces, bits and pieces. That's what you leave the victims in. Bits and pieces. I just got real morbid with the thought of, oh, you're flying in an airplane. No, we're not making that joke. We're not going there. On a car trip. Oh, look, the hills have eyes. Another victim has come into your territory. Well, don't worry. The traps that you set, the booby traps you set, will definitely get them. You're so clever. I'm gonna stop now. I'm gonna stop talking for that. Let's see. That doesn't need to exist. This we can flatten out as well. Fill in some of the holes. We'll get... Oof. Boy, this place has seen better days even before I put the TNT to it. But hey, we're cleaning it up. God, if there were still testificates around, they'd be like, "Oh, you cleaned up our town so good. We don't care that you had to destroy all of our homes and killed us all. The end result is just spectacular." So we gotta get rid of every speck of path here. No one can know that there used to be buildings. Especially in such a weirdly generated spot. Why did these people decide to live here? This tree needs to go. Ooh, along with putting a bed like right here. So, okay, we got 2 beds on the field. We're going to want to remember up there, 1 down here, and then maybe 1 all across the other end. But for now, just remember that they exist. Because I don't want to leave them around. Let me take a peek under here. Anything interesting? Nope. Okay. Don't need to mess with it too much. After all, we're just correcting landscaping mistakes. That's all we're doing. What else can we talk about while I dig up holes? There's not much. There's not much. little bouts of inspirational weirdness, and then we're good. Pave this over. Pave Paradise and put up a parking lot. Although this won't be a parking lot. This will be more like a watchtower. How many watchtowers are going to be there? I think there's at least 4 watchtowers that I have planned. I mean, it's going to be like the classic north, south, east, and west watchtower. But again, I still need to look up and figure out which directions that would be. But I think that's more towards the end when we actually get into the naming of places. There we go, nice and clean. There didn't used to be a house here. Don't worry about it. My apologies, by the way. I just realized I'm moving quite fast with my mouse. If you start to get motion sickness, please look away from your screen. I don't want you vomiting on your computer. That goes like that. We're just gonna, you know what, we're just gonna pave this over, because make it just a little flatter. There we go. Pull that just across, so we don't have to do anything with that anymore. Not all the way to that. And then, yep, the rest can just be flat like so. That'll help. That'll help with the speed up here. In the shaping of the world. Go. See, we don't have to worry about ripping up the path underneath of it because you're never gonna see it. Unless, of course, we decide to use it to our advantage and dig a little bit underneath the ground just so that we can have like a spooky cave. This doesn't feel spooky cave, though. There are better places for spooky cave. There you go. That's another ASMR ghost hunting. Oh, is that a thing? You get your sound effects with the EKG or whatever data things people do, and then you actually have, as you're going through it, you have one of your people get possessed, and it just kind of turns into a shit show horror themed thing. Oh, now that would be fun. That I would listen to. Of course, it's not, I prefer, like, off-the-cuff ASMR in a weird way. Well, I mean, I don't, not that again, I don't like listening to it. But it's a lot of work to put together a script that you have to follow and do multiple takes to get the perfect ASMR thing. I really do envy the people that can just do it off the cuff and be like, ooh, we're listening to this, we're doing a nice frying an egg. I don't know. Like the people with those ear microphones. Really weird looking microphones, but they're cool and like technologically very cool. Visually very weird. Because now I'm over here. Oh no, now I'm over here. Now I just move over here. See, I can do the same thing with just a regular microphone. But still very cool. You go to there. Why are you? Cold. A bit cold. we go. It's coming along, at least. Yeah, see? See? Now it looks a bit better. And it's not all this weird dirt. We'll just fill in the hole here. That. We won't really need to worry about that. That. There we go. See? Might have to do the same over here, but this tree, that tree needs to go. That's a shame that's there. All right, we'll fill this in a bit later. We'll leave that for the moment. Anything on the outside skirts here? Want to make sure we don't... Oop, there's a hole. There's a hole. There's a hole at the bottom of the sea. That we definitely need to fill in because it goes somewhere. There we go. I'm going to have to go through this entire land with a fine-tooth comb to make sure no one falls into pits they can't get out of. The downside of making this semi-open world. It's going to start being dark again. Whoop. There's also lava over there. Ugh. Gonna wait for the sun to set. It's gonna look really nice, though. No, there's still a bunch of shit in here. There we go. Lots of chickens. See, I want to use the natural formation here of how this little mountain cliff hillock area has been terrained. So we'll maybe put something in the center of this. What? I don't really know. We'll see how it all kind of looks as we do it. There we go. There we go, very nice. Maybe the Titanic would be a funny, or not funny, but would be an interesting ASMR opportunity. Oh, I can already see it, little bridge right there. Yeah, it's gonna look nice. No, like a dining, like it's a mystery. It's like you have a... Like, oh, you're gonna have a lovely ASMR trip back in time on this lovely Victorian era. Is that Titanic Victorian? I don't think Victorian era was that Titanic. I don't actually know. But you'll have this lovely, like, experience, and then suddenly, oh shit, we've hit an iceberg. Oh shit, this is Titanic ASMR. We're drowning. Jack, don't let go. Just ASMR that takes a turn that you weren't expecting it to, but it's still relaxing. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure playing with you all. I don't know. There's potential here for some weird, funny shit. Will I ever pull it off? Probably not. I got my own. I got plenty of other things that I haven't even started that I wanted to get done. Like, did you know I have an entire DM'd Pathfinder game recorded and ready to be edited? Just haven't gotten to it. Twice. I have two. I don't think I'm gonna use the first one though. That one, well, fun. I don't think currently will work. But I have it. It's the second one that actually I'm really proud of. That I do actually want to edit together and publish. With, believe it or not, very own adventure path that you could probably do yourself. Yeah, I like making worlds. Yeah, no, I made a Pathfinder adventure path. It's not done. There are many, many steps that need to be taken in order for it to A, actually be viable for multiple people to play, and B, publishable. But I have it. I have all the notes. I have all the steps and all the stats for all the monsters. And all the... Well, okay, not all the maps, because there were a few foibles in some of the map designing. So they have to be edited, but I never got around to it. It's like... Again, 80% complete. But then I get busy with something else. Which is why, if you haven't noticed already, why I'm doing the Minecraft stuff on stream. It's to keep me actually continuing this project. Because if I don't, it's just gonna be put on a shelf and never finished. This keeps me copable. Not copable, what is it? Keeps me something. Keep me regular. No. Keeps me coming back to it and continuing to work on it. Something. we'll figure that out later. There we go. There we go. Gotta clear out all the mineable stuff. There we go. Gotta make it look seamless. It's the little details to me. Again, it's the little details that make me go, ooh, that's nicer. I'm going nuts. There we go. Ooh, that's gonna be a problem. Go. Fill in the gravel. Get rid of said then gravel. Boop. Grab all of that. Beautiful as ever. Okay, maybe I don't do all this gravel, because there's a lot of gravel. It's looking nice. I'm okay with it. Fill in the holes. Make this look good. What about like a reverse ASMR? I gotta stop thinking about ASMR. I gotta start going to something else. But before we do, what about like a reverse ASMR? Is there ASMR that's purposefully made to stress somebody out, like a monster truck rally? Like, is there Monster Truck Rally ASMR? I don't think people would listen to it, but that's something different. Oh, come on. There we go. Fun concepts. Fun concepts. That's my thing. I like doing concepts. Alright, I think we're... okay. I don't see any... don't see any more pieces that need to be pulled out or replaced. I mean, there's obviously some things that need to happen, but Alright, so I'm thinking, let's now that we've got the ground a little bit more conformed, what exactly do we want to do with this? Because there's a couple options that I could try that would be interesting. Option number one, obviously having some kind of swirly staircase that goes up and around in some way to the watchtower. Then you can see, oh, you can see landmarks from up here. Oh, it's so pretty. Ah. Something like that. Or, there's a thing I just thought of. I could have like a little, like this could be like a little, like not toll house, but like, not cookie makers. We could have like a little bridge, like a wooden structure bridge that comes up to here. And then this is where it would kind of swing around and whatnot. And we can have this entire area be full of trees. We can kind of fill in some trees here. I don't know, that's a lot of trees. But then just having like this stick out would be interesting. And then having the bridge go over trees as like a defensive thing. Don't know how this over here would work because it's a little slopey. But like the rest of all of this could be sheer. I could trim it up a little bit. Like other than right over there, the rest is a sheer, like not sheer cliff, but like hard to climb. So this could be a very interesting defensive structure. Where the bridge is the only way to get in or off. And then we'd have, yeah, some staircases, a couple bridges and ladders and things. That could be interesting. But then we'd have to make something here and here, just like a little wall-off spot. I actually like that idea. I like that idea a lot. And then over here we can have a couple buildings where normal people would be. But this is like the defensive watchtower bit. Because I have over here as well. Okay. Over here, as you've seen marked with a yellow marker here, there's a big old fissure. And I had the thought of somewhere being a mining area. I don't know if it's going to be this or the other town, but then the other town wouldn't have other ideas for the other town. And then this could be not a dungeon, but an exploratory... Yeah, just an exploratory loot thing. Whereas like some smaller buildings here with like a chasm cave, and then this being the place where they hold up at night, or, you know, are held up to be safe. That could be interesting. Alright. Oh, no, wrong material. Let's stop it here. Yeah, alright. Well, we'll stop that there. We'll grass up the rest of this. And then start working on structures. There we go. Yeah, so pathway leading up to here. Probably would then, yeah, we'll have like a little maybe a building, but some stairs leading up to here to this bridge, which then we're gonna have to pull out a little bit with the hill, and then we'll start the bridge here, bring it over. We'll have to raise this up a bit, possibly. Okay, so then let's do landscaping, the most fun bit. So again, we want this to be sheer in some way. So we'll keep most of the dirt. We're going to want to pull out and destroy some of these hangings. And then we'll kind of bring it up. There we go. Yeah, some of these will go away. Like this here as well. I don't know about that, but this one isn't necessarily necessary. Oops. Not the gravel, no! Leave it up to like there, and then yeah, we'll connect. We'll connect some of this as well. That and there. Then I'm gonna want dirt and grass. That's right, make it nice and hollow. There we go, that's nice. There we go. Let's get some sleep. Shut eye, make it day, look at it in the morning. And we turn around to see. Yeah, it's not bad. Alright. Do I want to get rid of that? Not currently. Actually, yes. Because the back here is a little weird. go. That's fine. That's okay. That can stay. Yeah, we're going to want to... trim that down. See, this is how you make it look a little bit more natural. You kind of just follow what's already there. Yes, it will look like you're just doing lines, but that should be okay. That's okay. I'm okay with that. Don't just poop an egg there. Do I want to bring that down a bit? Yes. So, alright, that's not too bad. Boop. It'll look better when it's actually grass, but... yeah, that'll work for now. Are. Alright, so it's a little sheer, but that's what we want. To be semi-sculpted. That can go there. We'll do a little arch. Do a little bridge something here. Because that'll be like a little walkway up to the big thing, which then will go here, and then we can see everything. Yay! Yay! And we don't want... this doesn't need to be this tall. This can be a little bit shorter. Do I want to make it like this short? How short would that be? Cutting it down to about here-ish. That, you know what? I'm okay with that. Flattening this out. We'll grassify. And then we'll be good. I mean, we're not good. It's still a small section of this big area, but remember also when structuring or in landscaping, think of it like bonsaiing. You can always take away, but you can never add. So if I remove some kind of mountain bit and then realize, oh, that actually looked better, you can't put it back. All right. There we go. Boop. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, that's not too bad. Getting all of that. All of that. Boop that. Yeah, this could be a little watch area. Little watch areas. Yeah, everything's grassing back in. This can be something. Here, I'm still not entirely sure how we're gonna make that look the way we want it. But the rest actually looks okay. Looks a little flat, I will admit, right there. Yes. There we go. And it's a little bit better. Okay. So, bridge, up, around, with some other little things here and there. Over, up, watchtower. I like it. I like the sentiment. I like the visuals. Have some other, like, little jutting off points. I think majority of landscaping there on the mountainside is done. So now, question remains, what kind of landscaping? Ooh, my. Cool little spot over here. What kind of other landscaping can I try and pull off? Well, hello, sexy. Little boglin cave here. I like that. Let's leave a little marker here to remind ourselves that that's cool looking. We're not going to get rid of it. In fact, we might incorporate just a little bit like that and that. But I'm not gonna worry too much about landscaping out in this area until the major wall here is at least erected. Because then, once I have the parameters, I can go grid space by grid space and then smooth everything out. That might just have to be a project that I have to work on. I have to do. Like this, the whole encompassing circling wall, that is something that I think needs to be done sooner rather than later when it comes to, like, structuring the areas. I think that's what's going to have to happen. But that's good. Alright, let's then try and figure this out. Well, okay. I think instead of starting with the bridge here and working around that, I think what we could do is start with the watchtower and work around from that. I think that would be the biggest... That would be the best starting move. So unfortunately... little tiny house. Oops. Ah! Little tiny house. You have to go away now. The last remnants of a society. Okay, what are we making this out of? Well, obviously... I think... This is tricky. I think we'll definitely keep the same color scheming as what we've been doing before. The stone bricks and the... deep slate, the black and gray. Because that at least is... Ooh, stretch. Ooh, that's a good stretch. Oh. That at least will, like, keep a thematic tone of the main castle, built structures. The people that rule over there have still control and, like, have built places, watchtowers around the area. That I like. The big wall, that's going to be just way different theming of what it will look like. So that's a different project entirely. Right, let's get started then. I think we definitely want it to rest on top of this place. So we're gonna have to do a little bit more controlled demolition here. About there. And then there. Beautiful. Keep it about, that flatness. So we'll level it off here. Because it's not going to be spindly. It's going to have some girth to it. It's just going to, I think it's going to be just a larger version of what those fire pyre smaller watchtowers around the main town are going to be. Just a much bigger, more ornate version of them. I think that's the go-ahead, because then on the top of them it's going to have like very beautiful vista shot, but also big fire. Big burning fire pyre. So what we want here is relatively circular, which I think we have enough space to pull off. I definitely think we have enough space to pull it off. A fiver? Do I want 5? Let's see how the curve works here. 5, 2, 1, 2, 5. I think it can work, but I need to pull it up like to here. Yeah, to there. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 1, 2. I don't necessarily want it center, but I want it like leaning, because pathway leading up needs a door somehow. Five, 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, that's a decent size. Think I can go slightly bigger, though. Can I go slightly bigger? if I pull it 6, and then 2, 1, 2, 6, 2, 1, 2, 6, 2 there, like so. It's still circular. It's got what I want. Good. Outside filigree? Not filigree. Filigree's the wrong word, but etchings? Like outside, we'll make the tube somewhat... We'll put the inner tube like this. I want it to be tall. I do want it to be tall. I do want it to be like up to here. That was the height that I kind of enjoyed. Like here. So that way you can get a real nice view. So yeah, that will be the height. Because that's kind of where I wanted it. Like here. You get to see just over the large wall, but not enough. But the majority of what you can see is landmarks and landscapes and certain things. So that's how big that's going to be. And then we're just going to make... We're just going to make a simple cylinder to start with. It's all about structure and shapes. Go. We'll make the cylinder, and then the outside will have, lines coming up, doing whatever thing I was planning on doing. I don't know. Right now, we're just doing shapes. Also don't know how, like, spiral staircase? I think it's going to be kind of like the interior of what the lighthouse is looking like. We'll do a spiral staircase with beams. Yeah. Spiral staircase with beams. One of the watchtowers, and I think I know exactly which one it's going to be, is going to be a little wrecked. Because no one goes to it. For obvious reasons. It's fucking cold there. Speaking of cold, it's getting very warm in my room. Almost uncomfortably. Well, we have hit the almost 2-hour mark of streaming, and it has actually started getting warm outside for the summer. So I'm not so surprised. go. Where'd the bed go, by the way? I think I removed it to blow some shit up. We'll do that. There we go, because it's starting to get a little shadowy. Definitely gonna need to get some night vision going, or just make it nice and day, which is what we're planning on doing, making it nice and day. There we go. That looks like it's dark enough. Oh yeah. Unintentionally, but still foreboding. I'm not going to worry about the inside just yet. We're more decorating the outside currently. So with that, that's going to go to that. This will go to this. There we go. All right. So there's two views I want to see here. View 1. It looks all right. And it doesn't look too circular, but it doesn't have to be totally circular, I will say. Just circle is easier to pull off. And then from back here, be like coming around. Oh, good, good. Can't see it. So person's going to be like, oh, which direction do I go? Ooh, we can kind of see a little glimpse of it. There it is. There you go. Now you're getting closer. It's looking more phallic. Why don't I always make penises? Yeah, but from a distance, that looks pretty okay. And then we'll have the top and we'll have the dome on it. Yeah, that should be okay. That should be okay. And then we'll definitely have it, like, on the edges there. Okay, yeah, no, we're good. I'm good. This is good. So, with that said, we're going to grab oak. In fact, you know what? We're going to have to do a nice little fly back to the original. The main capital. So we can grab color schemes and pieces. Yeah, because originally it's wood, but I think for the size and scale of it, we're going to definitely not going to have the wood. But for this, yeah, it's going to be like that. Flying back over here. We want raised up because of that. Because that's definitely going to connect to the dome. Well, not the dome, the ridging bit. The ridged for her pleasure area. So, yeah, we'll have it right here. That way we can have the fences just kind of go around it. And then we'll make stairs in a bit. Just want to get the main structure at least figured out. That and that. Double? Would be interesting. Do I do it with the edging, like the lines there as well? I don't know. What I do know is that I need this to go at least 4 high. There. And we need to find the center. There. And here. For the moment, there we go. That's where the center is. We want this to be real big. Like that. I think tiered would be nice too. Yeah. Because then we have the edgings around that and that. So I'm going to need... I want it like that. And like that. And then we have the spruce trapdoors and the fire. Big old smokestack in the center. Lovely fire hazard we've got going on here, but that's fine. We're definitely going to want to put stairs, like upside down stairs and things, to make this not look flat and give it some dimension. But that's not half bad for at least a start. And then we'll figure out the spiral staircase in a bit, but I want to get the roof on here. Two, and the two, and the two, yep. Like those. There's that stream of consciousness going weird again. Yeah, the other ones had single stuff. With this, I definitely want to make a double thick roofing here. That's the corner. Yep, no, we made it around. So then... Ooh, you know what? No. Let's do it. Yeah. Just square it off there. And there we go. Square it off like that. Still's got the usual structuring that we like. Roofing, it's got the big old hole in the center for ventilation. We're then gonna want now that and the deep slate. This. Oops. I'm okay with that, actually. Now, all we have to do is replicate this 3 more times. In 3 other locations. And we got ourselves some watchtowers. I'm happy at how this turned out. This is turning out. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. This is getting there. Now, do I want it like this? Or like that? I think I like this better. Yeah. Because then I can do that. We still will, in I think certain areas, do the upside down staircase. In fact, nope, that's completely wrong there. Okay. Let me step back a bit. Yeah. All right, I like that. There we go. Oop, nope. There we go, and then we'll work on the corners as we do the stair stuff. Go. Alright, so now, spiral staircase. Now, obviously, we want the main focus here. or the main looking spots to be on this side of the watchtower. So I think the stairs coming from the back here would be the best case start. And then we'll spiral them down as I did with the lighthouse, which, let's go and take a look at the lighthouse so I can refresh my memory as to where or how that all goes. What did I use? Whoop, missed. I missed. That lit? Nice and dark. Okay, it was half slabs and stairs and fencing. Because the stairs themselves were weird in the construction. And then you can see the beams in the center here are kind of structural for the stairs, and then we had them split and then cross over in some cases. So, okay. Meow. Gotta do something with this this little hill. Something. Don't know what. But I know I love you. Oof. Fucking bird on the windscreen. Okay. I want this to be 3. I don't necessarily think it could be. Then again, how this lays itself out is important. So I think it will have to be at least that thick. At least to there. Going down. So we'll do something with this side here. Come on. Staircase just a little bit further to here. Yeah, that'll be. Like so. Yeah, that's better. Makes it a little bit more even when it comes to things. So that would mean this then goes like this, right? No. No, it wouldn't. Alright, the corners are where things get weird. Unless I just do it like that. Because this isn't necessarily a great circle. It's circle-ish, but there are definitely... It's not curved fully, so I think just having a right angle in that in that space will make this so much easier. No, down one. Yeah, so if we're going up... Oh yeah, and there's plenty of space in the ceiling. We can make some pillars. Oh yeah, this is fine. Sometimes, don't be fancy. Be practical. Because the stairs in the lighthouse... Now that was a much bigger circle, as you may have noticed. This is not that size. So I'm okay with just keeping it like so. Now, I'm probably... Ooh, where's the front door? That's not the front. That's definitely not the front. I want this to be the front. So let's actually fix up the entrance here. Get rid of the stone. Like that. We'll have door and something. Definitely want this, though. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, like that. And then wood will be the floor on that. So moving on. There, and then we'll need to completely rip up this floor. And putting it back down isn't going to be that difficult, though, so yay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay. We'll thin that out like so. So I'm thinking... Definitely... beams. I'm thinking columns. That's a line from something. Like, either I made that up, like, that it feels like there's a line from something that I remember that it's like, I feel columns. I don't know. I don't remember. It feels like it's something I've heard before, or I've fever dreamed it. Either way, I fever dream things. It might be fever dreamed, I don't know. Alright, I'm thinking... Oops. There we go. go. Alright, here's what I'm thinking. No one's gonna see it unless they're flying. So honestly, that little thing right there doesn't really matter too much. What does matter, what does matter is where it all comes out and stuff. And that's gonna bug me the hell. So let's just continue putting up the pillars as I see them in my head. And then we'll figure out where other things will go. So I want beams. Columns. I want movement. I want pizzazz. I want passion. There we go. Okay. See, now, yeah, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Stone on wood. I want there to be some kind of blend between the two. That's what I want. And that's not what I'm gonna get. Unless I go all the way up, but then the corners like that look like this. Very minorly noticeable, and very minorly noticeable. However, if I'm going to be doing more lines down here, it's going to be more noticeable. So instead, up and around, there we go. Oof. So instead, maybe the outside ones can be the black. That way when I put in... That way it's not too much wood, but also when I put in more things here, it's not going to look like shit. Yeah, that looks better. I think that looks better. Yeah, because it's now keeping the... It's bringing the theme inside as well as the outside. So then we take off the little top corners. It's also giving... It's giving. It ate. No, it's... It's giving inside and outside the black. We'll be doing more beams across certain places, but otherwise that's not bad. Here, up here, though, it's going to be wood, log. If I can do that. That I definitely want. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we come up here, because we're not going to really be looking in this direction. We're going to be looking around in this direction here. So much more things you can see. So beautiful. Alright, wait, it was spruce. That. Alright. Let me see if I can remember how to put this in together. Alright. So it goes. It's. I remember it's 2-2, or at least it's trying to be 2-2. And we don't want to fall off. Yeah, we're gonna definitely need to put something in the center on the sides here. Yeah, it's 2-3-2. That's what it is. It's a 2. Because we don't want to fall off the stairs after all. Three, 2. And then, cause that. 3, 2. Oh, that is not quite right. There it is. 2. No, that's why it was weird. Oh boy. That at least goes to that. That, no. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. It doesn't look right. It's not right. Yeah, because that's okay. Okay, because it's uneven. Well, not uneven, but because it's slab stairs, the proportions are slightly wonky. So we have to do this back and forth. We have to do this parallel, not perpendicular. So that fits. That fits. There, there, there. So it's 2, 2, 2, 4. Yeah. 2, 2, 2. That's 2, 4. 3, 1. Yep, 2, 4, 3, 1. And then that's 2, 4, and then there's no 3, 1 on that. Okay? Okay. Keeping that there. It's 1, 2, 1. 1, 3, 4, something up there. 2. So it's 1, 3, 4, 2. That's why it was wrong. That's why it looked wrong. There, 2. Yep, okay. And then we just have that there. Alright, done. Beautiful. Lovely. Tick. Boom. Love to see it. Alright, so then we need structure. How do we pull off a structure when there's not actually structure to be had? Right, like that. Like that. So we got the beam going across like so. And then it's back down to here again. That's there, so that. Like that. And then, do I want to do a beam? Yes, we want to do a beam here too. That's better. Yeah, that'll work. Maybe not to there. No, to there. That'll work. Oh, good, and the light is going out in my eyes, so that means we can lantern. How are we doing this? Well, we'll start from the bottom. Bottom's always a good spot to start. If I put this here, there, and there. No, because that's then right under that. There. Whoops. Oop, that's not a staircase. Put it there. I'm gonna put it like that as well. Or do I do it backwards like that? I think I'm gonna do it like that, so then I can put this here. There we go. Now it's looking a bit lighter. Lovely. We can actually see in here. So what are we doing with the walls? Let's figure out what we're doing with the walls. I'm leaning towards more wood. I don't think I'm going to have a door necessarily, but it's definitely going to be an arch of some kind. Mossy, normal, there we go. There and there, beautiful. So I like the ideas of, I kind of like the ideas of that. Not, Do we just have it be super dangerous? No. Because the alternative is putting this like this. Which I'm not opposed to in actuality. I thought it would look worse, but it doesn't. Get a little bit more light here on the subject. There we go. 4, 3, there. There and that. Beautiful. Lovely. Gorgeous. Perfect. And we've got the big old beacon fire here. Love to see it. You can see so much. Down we go. Now we aren't going to fall off the edges. Don't have to fill in them all. Everything looks fine. Down the stairs. We'll put some things here. Tables, chairs. This isn't where the watchtower people sleep, because obviously they live out here. Which is going to be its own problems for somebody else. Where do you live? I live at the watchtower. Yeah, this watchtower, at least, is closer to civilization. The other, like, there's one that is not. That is out there. So, okay, we've got watchtower. Now, windows. How are we gonna do some windows? Because I do think it needs some light in the center. We could try... It needs windows. So let's see where these things can go. Well, yeah, no, because these are here now, I don't think the windows would necessarily work too well. Unless... yeah, we do this and this. And we do like little holes. Little portcullis. Nah, we'll stick with the lines. I think we'll definitely stick with the lines. Where those lines will be, I don't know. But we'll stick with them. Ooh. That's not what I wanted. Ah, that's what it was. Okay. So I go like that. That's not too bad. There we go. There we are. Lovely. There we are. Now we got lines. We need more. How tall is this thing? How far up can I go? Because I want to get like at least another 1 or 2 lines. Maybe from a distance it'll look okay. Fall asleep. Yeah, it definitely needs 1 more line at least. So, what do we got here? What do we got? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 1, 2 here. that's gonna look nice. I like that. Just a little bit of thematic decorating, as we've done with the previous place. And I think that is going to be what the next watchtowers look like. Not too big, not too tall, because they're already on some pretty high ground. Ugh. I think that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let me actually zoomies out here. Why is there pink there? Did I think the road would go all the way out to there? It definitely does not. I'm okay with how the little road turned out. Okay. Turn around. Boom. Little look of something in the distance. Oh yeah, that looks nice. You can definitely tell that it's on fire and it has smoke coming out of the top of it. And it's like, oh, what's that? And then as you get closer, you see a few extra things. And you see the line there, the silhouette. We definitely have to have something on that side right there. Silhouetting. Maybe that's where the small house could be. Where this guy... Well, no, that's a little too far. Something needs to silhouette this. Yeah, because then the path can come down. Little bridge here. Goes around somehow to here. How that little area connects and this area connects is still going to be a mystery. But we have some stuff. I like how that's going to shape up. I like how that's going to shape up. It's a start. I'm happy that I actually stepped away from the other stuff just to build this. It's refreshing. I think now the big project I need to start working on the major wall. I think that's my major project for my own time. Maybe even some streaming. But yeah, I need to get the structure of that at least figured out so I can start putting the pillars in places. So I can get them. So I can get the pillars in places and then connect them all after. I need to do some design work. I need to get design working on that. Because I don't know how they're gonna look. They're gonna be fucking big, though. Like, really fucking big.